Can I just like scoop out your brains? Can I just like line you straight up and straight to the forehead? Just, oh, yeah, well, okay. Turns out shovels are pretty good weapons when you hit them square between the eyes. G'day, guys. My name's Josh. You can call me Jarwoodle, and welcome back once again to 7 Days to Die Alpha 17, where we are back in Jarwoodle Park to continue experimenting with the arrow slot force field, the wonderful new and completely accidental discovery that I stumbled upon just the other day, where we have made a whole bunch of different bases already, trying to best exploit it as best we can. And we've recently discovered in the last video for Jarwoodle Park that the best way to use the arrow slot force field is to make yourself a nice easy moat all the way around your base and give them some sort of weak point to aim for, and that will keep the zombies happy and running and milling about indefinitely, which kind of reminded me of the trader cliff base. It's a long time since I built this base, but this one was kind of one of the original foolproof bases. There was no way the zombies could do anything. They reacted the same way every time, anytime you ran this base, by dropping down here, beating on the wall down here, but of course you can't break the walls underneath the trader. As you can hear by that little ding sound means you cannot break those blocks. So they would just sit down here and beat on the walls to their heart's content forever until you decide to either put them out of your misery or just leave the little island that you've dug around the trader here. And that worked really, really well, but it's so much effort to dig a trench that deep that I was thinking that maybe with this new force field discovery, maybe we can make this work just as well with slightly less effort. Don't mind me, I'm just going to clear out some trees with my insta-kill pistol. Because these trees aren't actually attached to the ground, you can kind of just like spray and hose all the way through the forest, and trees will just fall down all around you. It is wonderful. But now I've cleared out the trees, you can kind of get a better idea of how this all actually works. But to build a new one of these, clearly I can't use this one anymore. A, because it lives in Jarwoodle Park and we have rules against modifying bases inside Jarwoodle Park. So I have to go find myself a new trader somewhere, because I can't just build a force field on top of this, because then it's still going to work the same because of the giant trench. I want to know if I can make it work with a shallower trench, because that would take less time and less effort to build. But I need to go find one out there in the wild somewhere, so I'm just going to head north, because I think there's a trader. Oh, the trader right there. Alright, well, guess what, Mr. Trader Boy? You're the new lucky base that I'm going to build. Welcome to the rest of your life. Because after all, I'm trying to figure out how cheaply and efficiently I can build this thing. I'm not going to use my normal dev tools to do it. I'm going to use this shovel. So I need to find out where the edge of the trader zone is. I'm going to walk out on the diagonal and keep digging until I find, hopefully, somewhere where I can actually dig the ground. Probably pretty close now. Oh, no, not there. One more. Where is this thing? The trader zone for this one is huge. Oh, there we go. There's one. There's the first sign of progress. But this one, where? No? Okay, so that is the corner spot. That is the all-important corner spot. Let's dig that out a little bit further if I can get my bloody bearings right, please. Out this way, just like that. Keep going out that way so I know what orientation is. So I need to dig myself. I'm thinking maybe only a 3-wide trench all the way around the outside, So just all the way down there, all the way down there. But yeah, I'm going to use my hand tools for this one, because sure, I could use the blue block of deleting everything, but that's not really the point. Then I won't know if this actually takes a lot of effort, because like, if I'm going to use the blue block, I may as well just dig to bedrock straight off the bat. This is taking forever. I've found my opposite corner, so I've dug a trench all the way up here, and a little bit of area down there as well, but using nothing but one steel shovel was probably a bit ambitious for me. This would take me an entire in-game day, which in a survival mode would be totally justifiable, spending a day digging yourself a lovely trench to keep your base secure. But I've got other things I need to do today. I'm just here to test the theory. So I might just build it with my normal tools, but I'll build it at a more reasonable size that could be done in hopefully one in-game day. But yeah, this is just, I mean, this is going to take my entire life to do this. It just takes so long to dig each individual piece of ground. I'm just going to have to skip that and go from like here and go all the way up to the other end, dig myself a shallower trench, something that could be dug by hand, but I'm just not going to do it. Call me lazy, call me whatever you want, but look, I want to use my time better than that. I'm so happy I decided to abandon my plan of digging that with a goddamn shovel, because that would have taken way too long. I didn't even realize that at the back of this trader base, there's a big cliff over there, or a small hill, which just sort of takes a lot more time. You know, you got to dig around each of the sides and dig underneath and collapse the whole area in between. It could be done with the amount of time in the game, but I just don't want to sacrifice that much, you know? I just want to get this shit over and done with so I can start building the actual base part. And what I've done here, I've made this trench 6 wide, because what I'm going to do is, this is like the last row of blocks over here that you can still place blocks on. Any further in, you can see the kind of glows red because you can't place it there. I'm going to place my first row of support blocks on that row there. And I'm going to place some more over this side. I was kind of originally intending on just letting all of the arrow slots in the middle be supported by the outside area. And if it doesn't work the way I think it will, I might go back to that original plan. It's a little bit less stable, I suppose, but it should be pretty okay for what we're trying to do. What I'm thinking is if I mean, at the end of the day here, I still need to dig myself or build myself some sort of base. So whether it be up and above the moat or somewhere around here, I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm gonna have to build off something. So I may as well, for symmetricality's sakes and aesthetic sakes, make the whole pit look the same, and then wherever I build my actual like living quarters won't matter so much. Thinking back, that really was the nice thing about that original trader back in the center of Jawoodle Park. Like, that was on very, very flat ground. The desert where Jawoodle Park lives is very, very flat. You can build whatever you want, really, without any sort of issues with the undulations of the hills. When you come out here to the forest area, and suddenly it's full of hills and holes and zombies and wolves and all sorts of horrible things that I just really don't want to do with. Can I just like scoop out your brains? Can I just like line you straight up and straight to the forehead? Just Oh, yeah, well, okay. Turns out shovels are pretty good weapons when you hit them square between the eyes. Just doing that makes me kind of want to rename my shovel to be the ice cream scoop, but that visualization is just atrocious and kind of horrifying, so I probably shouldn't do that. Oh, we're finally done. We're finally done with the outskirts blocks, just the support rims around the outside. That took a whole lot. That almost took 1,000 blocks of concrete just to build that alone. And I mean, that's a whole lot of resources you have to take into account. With the original trader base, the trader cliff base rather, all you had to do was just dig the hole. And especially in like a sand world, that was super easy because you just tunnel down, take out the underneath, take out the supports, and the whole thing will come crashing down because sand has the structural integrity of a wet piece of tissue paper. So it really doesn't hold together very well at all, and all collapses and gets done very, very quickly. But especially in the dirt biome, that doesn't work quite as easily. You can still do it, but it takes a little bit longer. But 1,000 blocks of concrete takes a fair bit of work to get. And not only that, I'm about to put down a rough estimate's going to be about 2,000 arrow slots. I mean, it's going to be 4 wide all the way around, just like that, as you can see there. So 4 across there, and then 4 across here. In fact, I might take this opportunity to also test their pathing based on the rotation of the arrow slots. While those guys are that way, if I get this one and place it this way, will that mess with their pathing at all? Like, will they rather, before, whenever they seem to jump across the arrow slots, they seem to do it where in parallel with the lines of the arrow slots, when they had like a solid ground to run on, as if it was this way. But if I turn everything around so they always have to run across the cattle grid, then maybe it'll work a little bit better. But I don't know. We'll test that out. We'll build some this way, we'll build some the other way. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of arrow slots to get this bad boy done. And that too takes a lot of resources as well. So like, this might be a more resource heavy option than just the original whole trader base, but I just want to know if it's going to work just as well, if not better, than the original one. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, I'm in desperate need of that field tool. We need to like start a petition to get them to add it in Alpha 18 so I could use it in normal God mode, not just in the POI editor, because this just takes forever to do this. I've done nothing but hold the right click and tap the S key every now and again just to move back a little bit further so I can place the next row of blocks, but just, I really changed up there. I had to spin around, do a 180, and go back the other way. Talk about mind-numbingly time-consuming. So, I mean, like, what else do I have to do? What are you guys up to? How are you guys doing? How's your day going? You enjoying yourselves? I hope everyone's safe and happy out there and eating all the delicious snacks they can get their hands on, because let's be honest, everybody loves a good snack sesh. Oh, yep, we'll get this done eventually. I'm not even halfway done. I've done one side, I've got this side to go, and then that's, I'm not even halfway, and it's already 12:30 on the slowest time setting. Oh my god, I need a frothy to get through this hard day work. The last couple of blocks are in, and the moat is now complete. So the trader is now completely cut off from all of the zombie population. Well, I mean, it's about to be. I still need to get rid of the dirt blocks actually underneath, because we all know that unless there's actually a gap underneath those arrow slots, then the force field does not work at all. If you didn't know that, then I suggest going and watching some of the earlier force field videos where I explained it a little bit better. We need to dig out that trench underneath, and we're going to go 4 deep. It's only 4 blocks wide, and I think the working theory at the moment is that you need the trench underneath to be as deep as it is wide. So 4 blocks across equals 4 blocks down, and then hopefully it should work nice and easily. But it's already looking like it's going to be a really good idea. The reason that I wanted to build this one instead of just that big trench is the big trench was great and it worked really well, except you could only access the trader and your base if you built it there by flying in a gyrocopter. Trying to build like a drawbridge or something on the other side didn't work, especially in the sand biome, the desert biome rather, because the sand just couldn't hold up the weight of the drawbridge. So you couldn't actually make it accessible by a bike or a jeep or by you or anything like that, which kind of took out a little bit of the functionality, I'll admit. I mean, look, it was super safe, but it was also super difficult to get in and out of. But with this one, you can just cruise up, you can just grab your motorcycle, grab one of you, I'll also grab some gas so I can actually move you around. Pedal power does not work on the motorcycle. I'll put you over here on the road like that, and put some gas into you, so you can be cruising around on your big bad motorcycle. And if you're around here during a horde night, for example, you come across a roaming horde, and you just want some safety, you just want to go to a barley zone, or go to the trader, you can just cruise straight across here, and as soon as you're here, even though you're in the trader protected area, if you're on the road out here, you don't get teleported out. So you could spend an entire horde night standing right here, and no zombie, other than maybe a cop or a vulture, could touch you. So you get yourself some protection, you got the trader protection, you've got accessibility from all angles. It's just a good idea to have, and I'm pretty excited to see how it's going to work in the upcoming horde night. That was a sweet little endo there, dude. You've got some skills. I like that it took me so long to actually build the force field on top and about 4 seconds to dig the trench underneath. Again, using my blue block tool. It'll take a little while with the shovel, but we got it done because it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just want to see how zombies are going to react to this. So before I do really anything, in fact, let's just go like this and go like that. I'm getting a little bit blue block happy, but that's okay. I'm going to just do that and put myself on the inside and just see how zombies react at the moment. Just see what happens when a couple of Chelseas come up against, if I could spell properly, there we go, just like that. When a couple of Chelseas come up against this, what are they going to do? So let's turn that AI on. Come on, where are you going to go? Are you going to come here and start beating on shit again? I'm expecting you probably will. Oh, distracted. Yeah, okay, a couple swings. She just punched her rival Chelsea right in the noggin. Oh, yep, there we go. The first couple of swings are happening, and they're slowly breaking their way through. Not the worst thing in the world. In fact, you know what? I'm going to keep that going, because I want to see what happens when they break through. Given that they can't actually get to me, are they going to drop down there and beat on the outside wall or the inside wall? Because we all know they can't actually break the interior wall. In fact, with only 3 of them, oh, there we go, they're finally taking some swings again. They were all getting along, all nice and peacefully, until someone got punched in the chin, an old mate glass jaw Chelsea there took a dive, and now they're coming down again. Would you hurry up and get through? There we go. Now what happens? Ah, interesting. Well, what are you going to do now, sweet cheeks? You can't get me anymore. You can't break this dirt. Oh, wait. I can actually break that dirt. I forgot I left 1 layer of normal dirt on the outside before. There we go. They're finally through to the trader area. So yeah, that's the worst that's going to happen to me. I am pretty okay with that. Make sure I got your attention again, because they can take out this entire layer of dirt on the inside in here. It doesn't really matter. It's just there because it's easier to take all that out, all this major trench out by itself without taking that bit out. But they can dig out this entire layer of dirt. It's going to still be supported up there, and we're still going to be happy and safe as layers. So thank you, Chelsea, for doing that little test for me. You can all now go to your peaceful afterlife. So with that done, I guess we're going to start thinking about how to make them more predictable. As we learned with the POI, like the ultimate moat base that I did in the last episode, we know we have to give them a weakness. We have to give a weak part of the chain for them to aim for. So I'm going to build myself some sort of like weak link over here, what they think is a weak link, some sort of gimmick to try and keep them at bay, and it should go right in front of the trader door. I may as well live right in front of the trader, seeing as we're about to be best friend neighbors. Rather than last time where I built something that was only supported on the inside edge and kind of hung over the thing, which was super structurally not sound at all, but was super safe. Rather than just doing that again in a way that I know works, I'm going to test out something else again as well, and build something that's supported on both sides. Build myself a little tower out here, and just see how it's going to go. I've got an idea to how to deal with the zombies, and give them some sort of aspect to kind of attack me from over this side, but I want to see if I can build something that is actually supported on the other side, and if they will just immediately go and try and attack these supports. Because if they do that, then I'll have to go back to the original design, but I won't know until I try. So I'm just gonna go, in fact I might go actually pretty tall. I'm thinking I might leave maybe this this level here as a way to deal with the zombies, and then have like a room on top where I can actually live and thrive and survive. That's 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's the wrong one. That one there. Build another base at the top, and I can build freely without having to worry, because if I go to my show stability, it's all nice and supported. It's 100% supported on both sides, so you got nothing really to worry about. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a little bit ugly at the moment, but bear in mind, it's still basically a construction site. Definitely not a finished product just yet. But I'm taking a leaf out of the book that I learned in the last moat base, where they were running up those stairs and then immediately falling off and doing no damage to any of the important structures. So there's no damage to the steep blocks. There was no damage to the stairs. They were just taking a dive, not taking a swing, which is the important part, landing near to the moat and then running back the other way. But this one is going to work a little bit differently. So I've got a 3 wide stair over here to match up with everything else around here, and on the inside, oh, that's my button, in here, I'm going to do the same kind of thing and get these steep, well, what are they called again? Concrete wedge steep corner top. It's quite a long name, but they seem to work very, very well. So if I put all of them into all of these corners, just like that, I'm going to leave the middle blank, because I can't put anything in the middle there. It'll ruin the pathing. I mean, they won't see that as an option. They'll just pretend as if there was like solid blocks on both sides over here like that, but there's not, like, unbeknownst to them. So they'll try and run through there. That should be okay and fall straight down to that bit down there. I want to do some testing to see where the right kind of placement for this kind of mechanism is, because what I'm thinking is making this kind of like a trash bin or a zombie toilet or something. Some way for them to jump over there. Oh, I accidentally broke that, because the part that's directly underneath the base doesn't actually matter all that much. This part of the force field is not super important. It doesn't matter if the whole thing is intact, just that the parts that they're trying to cross is. So they will still see this as a no-go zone. I might even build a wall across there or something. We'll see how we go with that to start with. So then they'll jump over there and fall into this. And then this one, this part here, I'm going to make like a throwback to the OG trader base. I'm going to dig this all the way down. If you were digging this in survival, you would do it the same kind of way. You go all the way down to the bottom, and you'd go like 1, 2, 3. How wide does this have to be again? Well, I think I actually dug that one too far across, did I? I think I did. So 1, 2, just like that. Just make a little square just at the bottom, just like that. Do I have any? I do have some forest ground. I'll quickly replace that one. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the pathing up the top. And then all you do from there is just dig out the sides, and the whole thing will come careening down into a nice little ball of debris at the bottom. I don't have time for that, so I'll grab that, grab all the way back up to the top, and I'm going to make a nice little bedrock hole in the middle of my moat, so they can jump through there, fall into this thing, and they can dig out the entire world down here. I don't particularly care. They can just stay down here and run around in circles and break all the walls. They can't break the major support underneath me because it's protected by the trader zone. I mean, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe they will. Maybe they'll break that, this whole thing will come tumbling down just like they will. But I don't know, I want to find out. So that's my idea for now. We'll see if it works. It really has turned into just one big concrete monolith, hasn't it? It really sticks out like a sore thumb, but that's okay. I can do some things to make it look a bit better a little bit later. So basically, in and out, there's some ladders on either side. You can come to here, and if you want to get some XP, you can blow some zombies away from point blank with a shotgun or whatever else you might have. You could probably even make that distance with a sledgehammer if your time to swings right. But then up here, I've built myself a little observation deck. Got a door like that. And on the inside is a bunch of bulletproof glass, so you can see the zombies coming in and falling to their doom. So I've built that as just a way for me to see what is happening. I don't know if cops will still try and shoot at me while I'm in here. In fact, the best way to find out that is to go out here and just like right about there. Let's go, is it cop? Yep, zombie fat cop. Wasn't sure if it was cop or police officer or whatever they might have actually named it as. So let's get your attention, please. Can just go like that. And then, yep, here we go. Are you gonna take it? You gonna take some spit? Oh, yes you are. Interesting. Alright, so even though it is bulletproof glass and a solid block, they can still see through it. I mean, for once, it actually kind of makes sense. The zombies can see through a see-through block. That is fine. Thank you for doing that. Now that we've tested that one, let's go some Chelsea. Let's see if the Chelseas react the way I want them to when I'm up in my safety bunker. Oh, they don't seem to like it. They're not having a bar of it. No, that is the wrong spot. I forgot to clear out that little bit. Let's clear out you guys. Please stop that. Fill up that little gap, just like that. And then we'll try it again. That was a mistake on my part. I forgot to actually finish the building. Where's my gun? There it is. All right, come on. Try it again. This time, don't break down my shit. In, and donuts. Damn it. Okay, so maybe I can't stand up there and watch them die. I have to be a little bit closer. I've gotten rid of almost all of the structure and reduced it to something much more simpler, because maybe this isn't somewhere you live. Maybe this is just a way for like a rainy day kind of thing. If you need to go and take shelter at the traders, you can do it this way. I'm going to stand right here, and there we go. Straight down. Straight what I wanted originally, all the way to the bottom of the world. Now we're gonna do. You're gonna bet on that. Yeah, in fact, yeah, you bet on that for a little bit and just see how you go. I want to see what happens to the structural integrity up the top, because that is the column that the little gate that I'm standing on does actually sit on. But I guess if you're down here, then there's not much for me to really do. I can stand up the very top again. Let's actually go like that. And you know what? Let's get ourselves some Molotovs, because then, you don't want to miss out on some easy experience, do you? Grab myself some mollies and just try to set myself on fire and just go like, boop. No! Ow! Okay, turns out you still need to put some Vegemite into your throws, even though you're just trying to drop it off the edge. Okay, can you stop burning, please? Thank you, so I can see again, and try that. There we go. Oh, I hit the wall halfway down. Ow, damn it! How do I do this? I don't know if I actually can get a Molotov to go all the way down that hole, because every time I get kind of close, it sets myself on fire. I mean, I could maybe like try and, maybe I can just go over here, go like this, and just go like that. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Make it all the way down. Make it down. Yes, there we go. Now we're setting some Chelsea's alight. So maybe it was just, I'm angling much further down now than I was before. That's way easier. That's way better. Maybe it was these things that was breaking the Molotovs for me. So you can set everyone down there on fire, and they can run around like a chook with their head cut off, but I can just keep burning them. That would be fine. Right, okay. Well, that's one way to do it. I kind of want to refine this a little bit more, but at least they're not ignoring the moat and going a different way, because I can spawn a couple of Chelses all the way over here. Come on, there you go. Come on, shells, just like that, and then I get your attention like this. Come on, all the way here. I can stand all the way over here in my little doorway here and be nice and protected from anything that might be coming for me. Look, they ignore everything other than this little drop ramp, and that is fine. The only reason I put these weird little wings on this gate is because I wanted to be protected from cops and stuff when they show up, but I just realized, I can kind of get rid of that. I can get rid of this whole thing out here as well, actually, for that matter. All this extra weight that is here for no reason. Because if I just stand behind here, then I'll be nice and safe all that, because they can't see me from the other side of that force field. For example, if I spawn, let's go, in fact, is my AI off? I don't know. If I get a cop and spawn you out there, and then I get another cop and spawn you out there, and then put my body just behind this door, nice and safe and sound, pop out my soul and go for a little wander, and AI on. Oh wait, I need to shoot to get your attention. I think I do. Is that better? Oh my god, I didn't spawn ferals. This is why I always spawn ferals. It's gonna take so long for these idiots to show up. But the important thing here is that they aren't crossing the force field, and they're also not spitting at me. They don't have line of sight, so they're gonna wander up here like the fat tubs of donuts that they are and fall down to the bottom of the earth, where they can't actually damage any of the ground down here. Cops don't blow up dirt, they only blow up placed wooden or like built blocks. So they can fall down there, do no damage, and just go down to Dunkin' Donuts where they belong. Oh, here we go, and oh, he stopped, and he didn't want a bar of it. He's moving too slowly to actually fall down. Oh, well, he wasn't. He took a jump, he missed, and now he can spend the rest of his life down there. Are you going to make it down this time? This is the thing, like, sometimes the zombies move slow enough that they don't actually make that gap. You could extend it out just that little bit more. Put, like, another block here or something like that just to make sure they fall. But that's okay. That worked perfectly. You guys can have a Molotov for your troubles. There you go. Take that. Have another one as well. You know, just have a little party down there. Here's all the lights. Here's all the heat. You guys can dance the night away. Just try not to shelve any pingers. So I guess the important thing to mention here is that you don't have to dig this little pit down to hell here that I did. I mean, I just did it because I kind of wanted to harken back to the original trader base. But you could have this just as the moat. It would still work just as well, because they would just fall down to there, get freaked out by the moat, and then run back around. If you were going to do that, I would suggest building this a little bit further back so they actually land just before the moat, because the moat's just keeping it at bay. You don't really want the zombies being on top of the moat, with the option of potentially maybe have a lucky jump or something like that where they can make it all the way across and cause you some issues. But how it is now with this drop works very, very well. There's nothing to worry about with the stability because it's all attached to dirt, not sand. So it's all nice and lovely. You could build this in the sand trader. That would still be okay. You just have to pay much more attention to how much weight is going on up the top here. Maybe build out of wood instead of concrete. But no one's taking any shots at you. You're nice and safe. You're nice and happy. You could build a room up above this as well to protect yourself from vultures or cops or whatever. But hey, that's all up to you. You can take this idea and run with it and make it however you want it to be, but that's going to work just perfectly. And to prove that, let's go like this. Let's change it to nice and late in the day, 21:58 if it goes a bit later. I always think in the way of time that like in the 50s is very late, but it actually is a decimal rather than anything like that. So let's go, just speed it up a bit like that. And then now that it is the Horde night, yep, just like that. Let's see how it will work. Imagine you were out here cruising around, you forgot what day of the week it was, and suddenly you've got a zombie horde to deal with. Just a bit. Look, here they all are, all chasing you down, causing you issues. You don't have to worry about that. You can just duck straight across here, just like that. Park your bike on the other side, and they can all... There was like an explosion or something over there. They can all chase you and try to get to you, but no luck. Unlucky knackers. You know what? I'm going to make you feel like you have a chance. I'm going to open this door so that you can try and get across. Everyone, please join the party. Everyone down the hole. There we go. All the Muppets that were being on the side of the stairs have joined the party at the bottom of the world. What's going on down there? How are we all looking? You guys, you're giving up? You're doing... I can't see anything down here. Do I have a torch or something I can place down? Let's put a torch down just so I can see. So they're digging along the boundary. They've made it through to the trader wall, which they can't get through. And they're just kind of causing themselves issues. They could spend their entire life down here, and that would be fine. They're never going to make it underneath where I need the support to be. The worst they're going to do is just make a big cave down here, and then all the zombies that will join them afterwards will join them down here as well. So there's some light down here so I can actually see some stuff. I mean, that's all there is to it. They're now locked in a chasm of doom for the rest of their unnatural lives. And I'm up here where once I was in danger. Hey! Where did you come from? And why are you beating on my stairs? Is that an issue I have to deal with? Is there something that's not perfect here? Oh, wait, no, I've seen this before. Okay, let's get rid of you. Turn off your AI. And all I need to do is put in a couple of those, like, angle stairs. Stairs. Where's all the stairs? There's all the stairs. Some of these, and that should sort that right out. There we go. That should stop them getting caught here and, like, not knowing how to get around onto the stairway. So let's go up there, run to the stairs, and join everyone else at the bottom of the hole. In fact, I'll clear out the hole because I would like for new zombies to come and test out the new system. Is everyone dead down there? It kind of sounds like I've got all of the experience. No one else is dying. I think we're okay. So let's just sit myself back on this little ledge. Let's close this door to keep myself safe. Pop out of my body. Alright, is everyone else spawned in? Everyone else having a good time? No one's spawning in the trader, I don't think. Doesn't look like it. We should be pretty okay. Alright, let's follow the crowd. It's a little dark, but that should be fine. Yeah, now they're all running around. I could turn the camera up, but as soon as I make it back to the light, we'll be able to see him nice and easily again. How are the dogs going to react? The dogs go straight up. The dogs go straight over the edge. The dogs go straight down the hole. Oh. One got stuck in the trench. Oh no, he's gone down. Okay, you can't quite see. Let's get a couple more torches out there as well so we can see a bit more. There we go. Torches for days. It's the only way I can light up the area without putting my soul back in my body. And I definitely want to make sure. Yeah, now look at that. Oh, one took a jump, didn't quite make it. One made it across. He hopscotched across. It's not quite an AFK base. I mean, you wouldn't really use it as such. Oh, there he goes. Okay, I didn't have to do anything, and he made his way down. Arlene, could you not get stuck underneath? Do I need to build this to be an actual proper ramp just for you? No? Okay, there you go. Good girl. Down the hole with all ears. One last little test just to make sure it's not all in my imagination. I'm going to go like this and put down a couple of those because I'm sick of them like kind of clipping the edge here and potentially not falling down the hole. So I want to make sure that it is going to work as well as possible. How are you going to go? Straight over. Oh. I've given them away across. See, the wedge, these steep wedge tips don't work as well as maybe the 1/8 blocks kind of could. Although that is now shorter than my normal 1/8 block drop. Normally, it is 4 blocks across. They don't seem to be handling this as well, as they seem to be handling this easier than they have in other instances. It still works very, very well. It is not an AFK base. It'll serve its purpose to keep you and the trader safe if you have to come over here, and it will keep all the hordes out and give you time to think and prove yourself and like pick off the horde if you really need to. If I was building this again, I probably wouldn't build it with this this big dummy drop here. Probably not needed, probably not necessary to keep yourself nice and happy and safe. Let's go all the way down and just fire some rockets down there and clean them all up. Oh god, my camera's upside down because I want to see what they've done. There's a bit of a hole down here, just a little bit of some damage down there, but not so bad. Nothing's collapsed up the top, and the zombies, oh, yep, just keep on falling down. Yeah, there would be some changes. I'd change it back to something a bit more reliable. We tested something new, not quite as good, but still good enough. For one last little test, I've just put it back to the normal mode. I've sealed up that gap. It's still down here, like they can still fall down there if they make it through, which I don't think they will. You can go all the way down to bedrock, oh god, like that. But I want to see if having the actual moat set up properly will freak them out. Yeah, exactly. See? Oh, that's exactly what I was worried about. That right there is exactly what I was scared about having that stair set right next to the actual moat itself. Because as soon as you put them on top of the moat, as soon as you have them on top of the force field stops working and they can make their way across. So please do keep that in mind. Depending on what you do up the top to give them that hope link, to give them some way to think they can get across so they are more predictable, you have to build to what you think is going to be best. So you could put that a little bit further back, and just like with that last video, it will work and they will run in circles, give yourself a proper AFK effect. But it depends on how you want to do it. If you want XP, or if you want to switch off the game, alt tab out and go watch a video or something while the Horde Night rages on. But as a horde defense, or as a trader defense, the trader base, that worked very, very well. Doesn't work as good as the big deep hole. If I was going to build a trader base, I'd probably still build it that way, but this one still stood up to most of the tests. You just have to be a little bit more active with this one than you could with the last one. So I will call that there a success, but not as a resounding success as some of the other ones, where we can't win every day. We can't smash every opponent by 100 points. Sometimes it has to be a bit of a close game. So I'll have to come back and test out some other designs in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter if I don't talk to you there first. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.